Okay, so let's continue with this chapter today. And we are now going to today talk about the need for public sector. The need for public sector. So can you tell me why do we need public sector? See, if I talk about the concept of invisible hand, this says, what is invisible hand? Invisible hand says that you can leave the market to itself. मतलब मार्केट को छोड़ दो, मार्केट खुद से एनालाइज करेगा, मार्केट खुद से बताएगा कि क्या मार्केट के लिए ठीक है. डिमांड और सप्लाई के जो फोर्सेस हैं वो मार्केट में खुद से इक्विलिब्रियम लेकर आएंगे. यू डोंट हैव टू एक्ट एनीथिंग. गवर्नमेंट को कुछ भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. मार्केट फोर्सेस विल डू एवरीथिंग देमसेल्व्स. डिमांड एंड सप्लाई मार्केट को खुद इक्विलिब्रियम में लेकर आएगा. दैट इज इनविजिबल माइंड. That is not the complete story, right? Most of the time we do need a role of the government. Government का role बहुत ही जरूरी हो जाता है. The question is, why is it required? So please write this down. Start writing. Public policy is needed to guide, correct, and supplement it in certain aspects. तो जो हमारी मार्केट है उसको actually you don't have to write it also. To guide, correct and supplement. सीधा market ही लिख दो यहाँ पे. Market in certain aspects. तो अभी हमने बोला पहले कि invisible hand है. Market does not require government, right? Markets demand and supply forces can act and can bring equilibrium in the economy. But now we are asking, why is public sector required? अगर market सब खुद से कर लेगी तो public sector की क्या जरूरत है? And that is where we come into picture and we say, look, public policy or government is required to guide, correct and supplement the market, right? Market खुद से सब कुछ नहीं कर पाएगी, public sector की हमें जरूरत रहेगी. So there are 7 points that we are going to raise today based on the need for public sector. Please write down the first one. First, the claim that market mechanism, then I will explain this point, leads to efficient resource use is based on the condition of competitive market, both in factor and product. But there are many conditions for competitive market, like free entry exit and full information to consumers and producer. अभी देखो, एक बार समझ लेते हैं इस पॉइंट को. देखो, हम बोल रहे हैं कि मार्केट एफिशिएंट आउटकम को लीड करती है. मार्केट लीड्स टू एफिशिएंट आउटकम. बट एफिशिएंट आउटकम कब आएगा? मोनोपोली में नहीं आएगा, मोनोपोलिस्टिक में नहीं आएगा, मोनोपोसोनी में नहीं आएगा. वी कैन गेट efficient outcome only if it is a competitive market. So if you remember, I mean, it's not required at all, but if at all you know something about general equilibrium, you would know that Pareto efficiency वाला जो first welfare and second welfare theorem हम पढ़ते हैं, we do it in competitive markets. We don't do it for monopoly, right? So we know that all the conditions, all these uh, theories of efficiencies only hold for competitive market. And what is a competitive market? Competitive market is one where there is free entry and exit, जहां पे easily firms can enter and exit. वो एक competitive market है, and where there is full knowledge to consumer and producer. So हर एक sorry, both consumer and producers should have full knowledge. अगर ये चीजें satisfy होती हैं, then it is competitive market. ठीक है, अब हमें समझ में आ गया, इफ इट इज कंपेटिटिव मार्केट तो मार्केट विल गिव यू एफिशिएंट आउटकम. हु विल इंश्योर दैट actually these conditions are met? Who will ensure that actually people have full information? Who will ensure that actually there are no obstacles to entry? So therefore इसी point में लिखो, government regulation are required to secure these conditions. So government will ensure that these conditions are being met. Okay, come to the second reason for public sector. They are also needed where competition is inefficient due to decreasing costs. Now just think about this. देखो, अगर तो हमने पॉइंट वन में बोला कि इफ देयर इज कंपटीशन, अगर कंपटीशन मीट हो रहा है, if it is a competitive market, then we need it in order to ensure that we have full information and we have free entry exit. तो अगर कंपटीशन है मार्केट में, तो उसकी कंडीशंस को मीट करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट की जरूरत है. We need government to meet these conditions. But secondly, we are saying that suppose competition is not there in the market, तो definitely government चाहिए. तो अगर competition नहीं है market में, then there is inefficiency in the market. For example, let's say that I mean, this is an extreme example. Let's say that there is this firm which has been existing for very long, like let's say Geo, right? They are existing for very long now, and they have very decreasing costs, right? Unko per customer, per unit customer acquisition is very low. Whenever they have to acquire any customer, उसपे जो पैसा खर्च होता है, it's very very low. Okay. Now, tomorrow, can I enter that market? No, because I will have to incur a very fixed cost initially. Then also, maybe I need to take a lot of money into consideration while acquiring my customers, right? So, already market is inefficient because competition cannot exist, right? They have already captured the market, right? So, therefore, you need the role of government to ensure, right, that stability is maintained in the market, right? That market may, if there is kind of monopoly, then people just don't charge any price that they want to. That there are certain regulations being met. So you would have heard that in the phone industry, you have something called as TRAI, right? I hope you have heard of this. So TRAI क्या करता है? TRAI इंश्योर करता है telecommunication sector में that certain regulations are being met. That's the role of the government, right? So when competition is inefficient, जब competition efficient है तो भी चाहिए, inefficient है तो भी चाहिए. Now come to the third point. Please write down. More generally, contractual arrangements and exchanges needed for market operation cannot exist without the protection and enforcement of government provided legal structure. So supposedly, let's say, let's take a very basic example. Let's say that today I want to open a firm, and for that I need some money. I go to the bank, I take a loan from it. Who will ensure that I fulfill the contract, that I repay my money? The contracts are legal in nature, right? Who is ensuring that? The power of the government. Let's say that there are two firms who collude and they write certain terms and conditions. Who will ensure that those terms and conditions are met? Government will ensure, right? Let's say that there are firms which have oligopoly in the market. Just let's say Lay's and Kurkure, these companies, right? That keep an upper limit of 10 rupees on the pack of chips. Who ensures that they don't keep increasing price in the economy? The role of the government. So because we have these contractual arrangements for the market operation, we are able to go ahead and we are able to ensure that a proper structure is being maintained. ठीक है, तो जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होते हैं मार्केट के अंदर, who ensures that those contracts will be fulfilled? Who ensures that those contracts would be protected? Who ensures that they would be properly put to place? Government's legal structure. अगर गवर्नमेंट ही नहीं होगी तो ये सब मेंटेन करना would be difficult. Okay, come to the fourth point right now. Even if the legal structure is provided and barriers to competition. So even if the legal structure is provided, कौन provide कर रहा है legal structure? Government is providing the legal structure. So even when we go ahead and provide the legal structure, and even when we ensure that there are no barriers to competition, मतलब competition can be, so point one यही था that there should be no barrier to competition. Government will ensure this. So even when we ensure that legal structure are provided, and we ensure that barrier to competition are removed. So barrier to competition are removed. The production or consumption characteristics of certain good are such that they cannot be provided by the market. I'll give you an example. देखो इकोनॉमी में एक चीज होती है जिसको बोलते हैं मार्केट फेलियर. मार्केट फेलियर का एक एग्जाम्पल है, आइडियल एग्जाम्पल है एक्सटर्नैलिटीज. सो एग्जाम्पल इज मार्केट फेलियर. And within this market failure, an example is externality. What is an externality? Imagine there is this individual, and imagine he is smoking. When he is smoking, the other individual, his respiratory system is getting affected. It's an externality. I am getting affected because you are smoking. When you drive a car, you create pollution. I am getting affected. These cannot be taken care by the market. मार्केट डायरेक्टली इनका कोई रेजोल्यूशन नहीं निकाल सकती है. क्या ऐसा होगा? इफ somebody is smoking, you go to him and tell him, give me 100 rupees, you have affected my lungs. No, there is no market that exists for externalities, right? So in these cases where there is no market for externalities, we need correction by the public sector. So adequate correction must be provided by the public sector. Write down the fifth point, please. Social values may require adjustments in the distribution of income and wealth which results from market system. So we know that market can also create inequality. Okay? The person who is making profit, that means who is owner of the firm, will earn much more than the person who is earning the salary from him. So we know that market tends to create inequalities, right? There will be people who will be rich, there will be people who will be poor. Who will make adjustment to it? Who will collect more tax from the rich and give it as subsidy to the poor? Government. So government is required in order to redistribute the income and wealth. कौन ensure करेगा कि ये income और wealth redistribute हो पाए? Government will ensure, right? Not only this, so people who are rich, they get a lot of money from their inheritance, है ना? अगर मेरे father rich हैं, I will get his property and I will become rich, right? So who will ensure that there is transmission of the property rights? Who ensures that my father's thing comes to me? The government, right? So, and from transmission of property rights. So once I have those things being given to me, I will automatically be rich. Now, who will ensure that redistribution of income takes place? Who will ensure that I pay tax on this inheritance of property? The government. So that there is good adjustment made in the distribution of income. So transmission of property rights through inheritance. Come to this point. The market system especially in a highly developed financial economy does not necessarily bring high employment, price stability, socially desired rate of economic growth. So, so basically, when we have any economy which is highly developed, take any developed country, does not mean everybody will be employed, does not mean prices will be stable, does not mean that you will achieve the economic growth. Who will achieve these social objectives? Who will assure that more people get jobs? Who will ensure that you have price stability, prices don't keep increasing, inflation बहुत ज़्यादा high ना हो? Who will do all of that? The government. So you can say that public policy is required to secure these objectives. So if you think of it, why did we have the case that India became a mixed economy? Because of this only. Because in a capitalist economy, you have its own problems, right? And we don't want to go ahead and face those. Okay, so finally, last point, please write down public and private point of view on the rate of discount used in valuation of future consumption may differ. So just think about this. Let me just make this to view properly. देखो, गवर्नमेंट जितना आज के बारे में कंसर्न्ड है उतना ही अगले 4 साल 10 साल 20 साल के बारे में कंसर्न्ड है. Ideally, this should be the role of government. So government is interested in something which is called sustainable development. मतलब आज तो आप डेवलप करो ही, पर अपनी फ्यूचर की जनरेशंस के लिए भी कुछ बचाओ. Do something for today, but ensure that you have enough for the future generation also. That's not the case with private sector. Individuals are very self-obsessed. They have to think about themselves, about their income, about their wealth, about their resources. They are not concerned about how much resources are left for the future, right? So the rate at which they discount future consumption, मतलब उनके लिए future consumption कितनी valuable है versus public sector के लिए future consumption कितनी valuable है, that are different. So how I value future consumption is different from how you will value future consumption, right? So because we are different in that, because we value future consumption differently, therefore we need the role of government. Because if government does not come into picture, we will quickly use all the resources. We will not leave anything for the future because we value present more, right? So the rate of discount differs between public and private sector, and that is where we need the role of the government. So these are the 7 roles of the government that we have done today. Now we will go to the major functions of the government in the next video. Okay, thank you.